welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage live show. JST Motorsports bench racing. Sorry, I gotta. It's a work in progress. We're here. We're live. We're at Bob's Turn 5. We appreciate everybody coming tonight for the JST Motorsports bench racing live shows. Brought to you by every single person that I tagged in this. We are running behind tonight because I had a cheer parents meeting.
Living.
Hey, you're a cheer dad.
I'm a cheer dad. I'm not. Okay, so I went down a rabbit hole one time
like
looking
a flat bill hat and your
yeah. I went down a rabbit hole one time because I have my cousin and another friend of ours, Matt. They did the cheer like comp stuff, and there's these cheer dads. Why are we not seeing this? Hang on. Oh, because I need to switch it to that. They heard us talking, but they didn't see us, so we're good. Now they're like, we can't see you guys. Anyway, so I went down this rabbit hole of looking at cheer dads, and dude, these dudes get into it. Like, they put glitter in their hair. They, like, cheer dad central, like, doing, like, cheers walking into the deal.
See, I don't think I could go that far.
No, we're doing BA football cheer.
Yeah. Now, are you going to be the dad up in the stands that knows all the cheers? And like,
I mean, I'm not going to say I will.
the big high kicks? And,
I'm sure I will. Huh? I'm doing the high kicks. Yeah, because you see me doing a high kick. I can barely get my leg up to do hardly anything. But
keep
anyway.
losing that weight, brother. You'll be doing high kicks.
Man, dude, I'm down 30 pounds.
I know, I can tell.
Yeah, I feel good. I like walking up the stairs at Rama. I don't get out of breath anymore.
Yeah.
It works out great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't noticed, we have our good friend Blake Hahn with us tonight. Reached out to you last week. I appreciate you agreeing to coming on the show with us. And it just so happens that you won last Saturday, so that helped out.
Yeah.
So congrats on that, and we'll get into that later. But before we get going, oops, hit the wrong one.
I think we all wish her name was Kofoid.
We will definitely, yeah, almost. You're a little bit less, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a good weekend.
Yeah. Let me find that deal here. Oh, and Hoagie's Garage is live too. We gotta give a shout out to Hoagie's.
Hoagie's,
a good friend of ours. Where was it? There it is. I'd like to share everything. So
did they do shows at the? They did shows at Houston's, didn't they?
Yeah,
I saw a couple of their interviews.
Yeah, because they actually used Houston's Facebook page and they interviewed the winners.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I saw that.
Yep. All right. Well, as we always do, welcome. Cheers to you guys. I know, Blake, you don't drink.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Waters.
Yep. Let's have a good show. We always talk about what happened in the world of sprint car racing and dirt track racing before we get into the details of our guest. So we had a lot of big money races this weekend.
Show me the money.
We've had a lot of big money races in the last couple of weeks, starting with Eagle.
Yeah. This normally didn't start till July.
Yeah, exactly.
Good racing too.
Great racing, yeah.
So we had Dirt Cup out west, which
was a great race.
Oh my God, that was a badass race.
I love that place. Racing there is always good.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't know that. Like, it looks super dusty. Even my brother texted me when he was out there. He's like, "Man, this track is weird." He's like, "It's dusty." I was like, "Yeah, but it just got grip."
Oh, always.
Always.
You like pull tear-offs and it's still dusty. It's wild. It's not near as bad as it used to be. They used to have like I don't even know what it was, like volcanic,
it's like, I heard it was
ash
volcanic
almost.
ash. Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Like, it would literally just rain dust on you, but you'd pull tear-offs when you're racing. It was nuts.
Yeah. The big story, I think there was two big storylines that came with the Houston's High Banks and then the Billion Automotive High Banks Hustle, whatever they called it. Obviously, Buddy Kofoid, he finishes second the first night, wins the second night, runs second the third night, and wins the fourth night.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
So just in those 2 nights, I'm guessing it was probably, what, 10 grand to win on the other nights?
20.
Or for second, second.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Probably 10.
around
Probably
that.
about 10. So there's 20 on top of 350. So there's 370.
Walkopedia said 430,000 or 50,000
including
in 12 days.
Including Eagle.
Yeah, including Eagle, yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good. 400-something thousand. 35.
Well, okay, back when Brent Marks, when he went on his run,
Yeah.
he won Eldora and like,
Yeah.
what he was like 500 grand, wasn't it?
Yeah, which I mean, he'll get
He won
there.
the million.
Yeah.
No, that was Schuhart. Never mind.
Yeah, Kofoid will definitely surpass that. I mean, it's not even July, so.
You know what I think is the coolest situation with Buddy is how much he praises Dylan
Yeah.
Buswell, because Dylan's good. We all know Dylan's good, but I mean, I don't think I've ever heard a driver say that I don't know what I would do without him.
Well,
what I mean?
so I was fortunate enough to work with Dylan when he was really young. So Buzzy, when I ran for Luch, Buzzy was helping.
Crikey?
No,
Monty?
doggone it. Anyway, so Luch more or less had 2 cars,
Okay.
and Shots ran for him. Shots went home after the classic, I think, and then I would jump in Shots' car and work with Dylan. And dude, that little guy, he's super smart.
Dude, so smart.
Yeah.
I met him.
My cars were really fast.
Yeah, when I met him, he came over with Jamie Veal for just like nationals and
Yeah.
stuff.
And he's just level-headed.
Dude,
Like, doesn't get excited.
nope.
That's what it
So-
takes.
When I went to Knoxville for the 2-day Outlaw show, I was, Buddy had a good run up there too, and I told him, I was like, we were talking about Eagle, but you're just sitting there talking to him at Dingus, he's like, yeah, man, we just keep trying, we keep plugging away, and of course they've battled some, I guess demons with the Toyotas, but it seems like they're getting that figured out. And,
Yeah.
man, his car just looks drivable all the time.
It does, yeah.
Just
And
all the
obviously,
time.
there's no lack of funds there, right? Like, I mean, that team, they'll tell you, like, listen, we'll spend $1 million, but you guys got to go win.
Yeah.
So they got a good team.
Buddy-
And listen, Dennis Roth is same as Rudine, right? Like, I'm a Rudine fan, but there's very few people that spent so much money on sprint car racing. Like, that dude deserves to win.
No, yeah.
So
And
it's good to see.
especially right now with his health deteriorating. We all know that. But to keep seeing your car winning,
Yeah,
I
it's probably
mean-
keeping him going because
absolutely.
like you. I've seen Dennis in his prime, and he gets pretty revved up. Like I don't know how he is now, but I'm sure he still gets pretty
I
excited.
just like that he'd show up to the racetrack in slacks and his penny loafers all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever seen him without
And
slacks on.
the softest hands you can ever imagine when you shake his hand. But yeah, he was he was tough. He was probably one of my harder. Silva would probably top the list of being the toughest car owners that I've ever drove for. But Dennis, he was, he told me when I got there, he was like, "Hey, listen, man, you got to start winning some races, or you're gonna be fired." And I got fired.
Honestly, I kind of wish more owners were that way. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I mean, how can you be? It's tough. I don't know. It sucks for the driver because it's called racing, not winning, right? And it's hard to win one, let alone keep winning.
Yeah. Well, it's
And-
tough out there on the road.
We've been fortunate this year to watch Gravel go on his run of winning races, and now Buddy on his run of winning races, and we get to see Kyle come back and win races, and I mean it's Rico and his run and win races. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody commented on a post because I made a post the other day, but somebody commented about how the sprint car racing and the strength of it right now, and I agree 100%. Like sprint car racing as a whole is in a great spot.
Yeah, and I think some of that is because of the 2 series. Like I think the high limit deal kind of pushed the Outlaws to do a little bit more, right? And I mean, because really it was kind of stagnant there for a long time. We obviously had our bigger races, but you never saw big races that what they pay in the middle of the week and
Now they're
And,
competing each other. Right?
yeah.
We're going to pay more than you. We're going to pay more than you.
yeah, no, and
Keep
that-
on going, bud.
Yeah.
I kicked myself in the butt for retiring too soon, but it's been good. It's been good to see.
Yeah. And then you had Skagit, Dirt Cup. You said you like Skagit. You've been
Yeah.
out there a couple
Oh,
times.
I love that place. That's probably one of my favorite places to go to.
Yeah.
And the fans up there are fantastic.
They
And
are.
the scenery's next level. I think just a combination of all of it is what makes it awesome. But yeah, the racing is great, and I think racing was pretty good Saturday, but Friday night with Sanders in the last.
Man, that was awesome to
Yeah, it was
watch.
good.
That's pretty darn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody had high hopes for McFadden, which he's so fit off the podium because he started off in that Fast 5 series deal, and he's winning. He won 4 out of 5, and which he was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, in that pole shuffle.
I didn't get to see any.
Oh,
of that.
he did. I think I want to say he was like the last transfer in for the pole shuffle, and he literally made it all the way to the second row.
Second row, yeah. I thought he started third or fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's why they have a show.
Trey Starks, local boy, wins.
Which is good.
Yep.
I race with him.
I have a theory. It's a conspiracy theory. I don't know. But I think they got the track too heavy so that Trey could win.
Ooh,
Stop it.
local boys.
Dude, think about it though. There was no passing.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was no passing, and everybody was the same speed.
It was definitely slicker. Yeah, but they didn't know Trey was going to start on the front row.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they
The
did.
pole shuffle. They reworked the track before they made.
Oh my goodness. Here we go.
Let me be the conspiracy
more
guy.
detail.
Here
Let me
we
be the
go.
conspiracy. No, but I mean,
it was definitely a little juiced
But
up.
honestly, though, you look at it though, like the locals outside of Trey, the locals really kind of reign supreme up there. Like there was no high limit guy. There was none of that in the pole shuffle.
It's a tough place. And we always had to deal with local guys when we went up there to run Dirt Cup, and even with when we went and ran the outlaw races, the local guys always ran really well. Jonathan Allard, when I was there, when he was with Maury, he was a machine.
He was so
there.
fast there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he was so good.
Of course, I was proud of my brother and them.
Yeah, I forgot they were there too.
Yeah,
You
Yes.
ended up sixth.
Seventh.
Seventh.
They started sixth, ended up seventh. Knocked the ladder out with 10 laps to go.
Easy to do. Off of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, so that was my comment I made the other day on Facebook, and Paul chimed in. But, my brother and them went quick time, or fifth quick first night, make it through the heat. They're fourth in points after the first night. Second night, I didn't know they inverted the draw, right? Like whatever you drew on the first night, they just inverted it. So my brother and them went out like fourth the first night, so they had to go fourth to last in the second night.
Okay.
And he still goes out and goes eighth quick.
Yep.
Makes it through his heat race. Had he finished one spot ahead in the feature, he'd have been locked into that top 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched pretty much all of it. I know there's times that I didn't watch some of it, but I pretty much watched the whole thing. And it's like they never talked about how good that they were doing, right? And it happens more than just I probably recognized it more because it was my brother's car. But you see it kind of all the time when you go to some of these, Pennsylvanias and Californias, and they do talk about their locals a lot, which they should, right? But I don't know. I guess I was just kind of in a moment, and yeah. So it got a lot of comments. Got a lot of comments. Oh yeah, because I tagged Skagit in it.
Oh, nice. No.
But it is, but all in all, they had a good run. Tanner Holmes, I thought, was going to get him. He was fast, and then after that red, Trey got to touch the car.
Yeah, and
They had an open red.
man.
Yeah.
Open traffic
Yep.
there's massive.
Man, he was dicing through lap cars there because you
was.
get the lap cars quick there.
Yeah, he was motoring
That track's
by him.
smaller than what it looks like on TV.
And it races
You guys
fast
know that.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's heavy and just balls to the wall, and it's just good racing altogether. I love Skagit. I got to go there one time. I don't think it was Dirt Cup, but it was on the West Coast Swing when back in like 05
You should
or
see it
06.
now. That was when Beitler had it.
Yeah, that was when Beitler had it, not when Rudine had it. Yeah.
The Rudines dumped so much money in
Yeah.
that place. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I'll never forget cresting the hill and like seeing the snow-capped mountains and the pine trees, and there's this dirt track in the middle of it. And I'm like, this is pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Cool place.
But all in all, Trey Starks takes home $100,026.26 on the same weekend that we had $100,000 to win and $250,000 to win. I mean, it was just awesome to see.
That's good for sprint car racing there.
And then we had ASCS at Batesville, which had a really good car count.
Yeah, it was good for being in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, but you pull some of the Memphis guys.
Yeah.
I seen the Howards were there. Our good buddy Brad Bowden was
Yeah.
there, which he just found out he's having a girl. So congrats to Brad and Kim on that.
Nice. All right.
So it was some good racing, and I'm glad that it was a little bit better than the track last year when it just took rubber. Which I don't know if you were there last year when it
No,
took
we
rubber.
didn't get to
But
go. It still took rubber this Saturday, but it was still good racing. Like me and Jason Moore was talking about after the race of rubber, like there's a difference of taking rubber from bottom and taking rubber from the top. Like if it takes rubber from the top, you actually have a chance to actually go racing.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it was still operable. So, but yeah, no, it was a good fan count too. Man, the grandstands are packed, even though it was smoking hot day. It was
dude, yeah.
terribly hot, but they held out, and it was a good night of racing, really.
that's awesome. Man, unfortunate for Austin Gospel.
Yeah, that was kind of
So
brutal.
did you just not see him?
I
Because
don't-
that car was super black, like
Yeah.
no tail tank numbers or nothing, and the guy was slowing down, and Austin just
Yeah, I don't
just
know
ran
if he
right in
didn't
the
see him or
man.
not. I asked Austin if he had a chance to slow down at all, and he said no. He was wide open when he hit him.
Oh yeah. Oh, it looked like it. Yeah.
was
I mean, he
brutal.
got out of the car. He is okay though.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
so
fine.
that's good because that was
Yeah.
a lick.
Yeah, those are scary for
That was a lick.
Friars.
He looked
and-
good, man. Austin's been getting better and better.
Yeah,
you know?
he's had some really good speed lately, and I think that type of track really suits his style. And he had
Yeah.
speed all night long. He had really good speed.
Well, and what I like about ASCS right now is, because it is a revamp and it was kind of a start over period before last year. And now you got your guys like Zach Blurton that's, he won at Hutch and he's running up front, and, Kyler Johnson, he's doing better. Austin's doing better. You're back this year with ASCS.
Yep.
So that makes them better. You, Seth, Covington, and what's that other guy's name? The one guy, the 15 cars. He don't win very much. Oh, Sam. Sam. Yeah. So, but that just makes everybody better, and it makes these guys that's coming up. Because let's be honest. Like, to me, ASCS is still the blue collar.
Yeah.
You still work during the week and you go race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to see you guys having car counts like that, and to see the race, and Seth goes out, sets quick time, track record. You know what I mean? Like,
It's fun, man. This
yeah.
group of people is really fun to race with. Pretty much for the most part, everybody races with a good amount of respect and can go out there and race pretty hard. I mean, I think most people can tell that when me and Sam and Seth and Covington get around each other, we're not driving each other dirty to get by them. And
Yeah,
that's
no.
when it's fun to go racing, when you're not just chopping a guy to destroy their momentum. But it's been fun. The tracks we've been going to, we've been to a few new ones, going to Hutch and Dodge. Those are new tracks for me. So I've got to see some new tracks. And like I said, the guys that we get to race with, like you were talking about, Austin and Brady Baker, those young guys.
Oh yeah, Brady Becker had his highest finish.
Yeah,
That's right.
Ryder LaPlante. Those
Yep.
guys, they're getting really good and continuing to learn. So it's really fun to be out on the road with those guys. And it's kind of cool to see those guys starting out. It reminds me of how I was when I started, like how much they're learning in their first year on the road. It's crazy, and it's really cool to see.
Oh, it's even old Terry Easom. He got sixth the other night.
Yep.
Our good old boy
Yeah.
Jethro.
Yeah.
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 Rolling good.
Alex Howard said, ask Blake what his closest finish recently at the line to second in the past couple of years.
Closest
Do you
finish
know?
to second.
Nobody ever remembers when they run second.
No. Probably the closest finish I had with first and second was probably me and Sam at Billings, Montana in like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really, really close. We ended up winning. But it was a good race there. But
That's
Yeah,
a great
this is
track
good.
up there. I like that. Yeah.
yeah, we get to go there later this season too. We're looking forward to it. Didn't get to go there last year, but I've heard a lot about some changes they've made, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's good stuff up there. Speaking
in
of
the middle of
Montana,
nowhere,
Hank
too.
Davis went up there in Michael Hayashi's car and won.
Who did?
Hank Davis.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he went up and drove the 12H
Okay.
of Mr. Michael Hayashi.
Imagine they'll be up there for the national
Oh
race
yeah,
later in the season.
yeah. Mike, we call him Montana Mike. He lived down in Forney for a little bit. He's from Montana originally, and he moved back. So he helps Jerry, that owns up the Billings, and he owns the tracks up there.
Jerry Bray.
Jerry Bray, yeah, Jerry Bray. And so, so it's cool to see that Hank got him a seat.
Yeah, Jerry's the car owner for Harley now too on
Yep.
the national tour.
Yep. Him and Stivers, right?
Yep.
Yep. He won at Albion, Nebraska against Dover.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was a really fun race.
Yeah. Well, Alex is a repeat fan of the show, and he is a good person. He calls me fat all the time and sends me 5 pounds bags of rice to my house.
Good guy.
Yeah, such
friend.
a nice guy. Good friend.
Good
I
friend.
got to change my address. And then we even had Ohio Speed Week, which wasn't much of it because of rain. Bryce Lucius was kind of the man to beat, and then
won
he
a couple
pulled
of them,
out.
right?
Yeah, he pulled out last minute on one track. I don't remember what happened. He got at Eldora. He hit the wall in hot laps. He pulled out, and then Dietrich went and took their money on the last night. So
26,000 last night, right?
Yeah.
And he won the
Yeah.
championship there.
yeah, he did. So
Yeah, normally that's 9 days of like, dude, it's really
Hell.
Like it's typically really hot and
yeah.
That was that with them where Parker flipped after the checker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know what happened on that. That was at
He
Lincoln.
just-
that was
he-
at Lincoln
he
Park,
just-
wasn't it?
Dude, Lincoln's
No,
got
that
a
wasn't
nasty
Ohio.
curve.
That was the Power I race.
That was power out.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
the Power I race.
Yeah,
With,
he just
Fast
said
14.
that
Yeah.
he got against a curb and
Yeah, that place is brutal. I went there last year. It's
Oh
gnarly.
man, it is nuts.
Well, and that's it. Like,
It is a brutal curb.
oh wait. Oh, Tim Crawley. And I know the answer to this. Ask Blake what his favorite race this year was.
Oh, he already knows.
Oh, I know.
told him.
So I was actually gonna bring that up because, dude, that was a badass race. Because you were talking
It
about how
was an
you
awesome
and
race.
you and Covington and Sam were going at it back and forth. That was a badass
Yeah,
race.
no, I jumped out and I told Tim right on the front straight. I thanked him for the track because, like, this time of the year, it's hard to get a really good track with the temperatures and the wind, and it's tough on a promoter or a track guy. So to have something like that, it was tip top shape, a little bit of moisture on the bottom, a massive curb to lean on, slick through the middle, and it was fun. I'm still trying to get back there later in the season in a 360, hopefully.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what Tim Crawley has done at Texarkana.
Yeah, it's
I
great
mean,
to see.
the guy deserves some kind of medal.
He doesn't know when to stop.
Because
He just works.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like he goes live on Facebook and he's on a tractor, and next thing you know, he's going live. And he's talking about all the things that he's doing, and man, it's just cool to see.
That just goes to show how much, if you put in the work, man, it does.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes a difference.
You know, like just like what Shane does out here at Portland, and the things that goes on here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it pays off, right? Like you get good races, and Tim's definitely.
At least you hope it does.
You hope it does. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we have bad.
There, I can tell you right now. So now, like, what makes me excited is to, I had a track guy, right, and then he kind of retired on me, and so I've kind of had to take that side over and over, and there's a lot to it, right? It's a science, and we miss it a lot. But when you get a good track and you see a good race, it's just like, oh. It's like the feeling I would get when I'd win a race. Like it makes you feel so good. You're like, dang, we got it. We finally had a good race. Mm-hmm. But and I'm assuming Tim's the same way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you work hard or your guys work hard and you get a good race. Like that race I watched a couple times. That was a awesome race.
It's fun, man.
Yeah,
When you can have a race like that, even if I ran second, man, it was one of the funnest races I've had all
yeah. It
probably
looked
in a
fun.
few years, honestly.
Yeah.
It looked fun.
Yeah.
Tim said thanks. Cheers,
Yeah,
buddy.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah.
Cheers, buddy. TK and Jason Sides are watching.
Nice.
What's up, fellas?
Yes.
They're up
cheers.
at they're up at Lunchter's right now, hanging out.
Nice.
Good.
I mean, that's a small shop.
That's a fun place to hang out.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
We've
I
had
know
some
KO was
good
up there
feasts
cooking for him.
there,
Yeah,
good feasts.
Yeah, KO was up
Yeah.
there cooking for him. So shout out to TK and Jay Sides. Appreciate you guys. TK had a pretty good Husitz. He had a pretty good run. I know he did the week before, and finally gotten some things lined out. So, and then obviously, dude, what Jay's doing with Chris Wyndham this year. I mean, I think that's pretty damn cool to.
Yeah. They're
you know,
definitely getting their speed.
Yeah,
Good
for sure.
momentum
Good to see.
right now.
Yeah. So
For a non-winger.
for an old non-winger, but you know what? If I raced and I wanted to get into a sprint car or something like that, there's a lot of people that you would want to rely on. And I think Jay is one of those people because he's been through it. He's been through the trenches.
Yeah.
You know, and he
And
knows.
he's smart.
Oh,
He's a
he's
good
so
mechanic.
smart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's so smart. I just want to know where he keeps finding those same white glasses, those white sunglasses. He might be the same pair he's had forever, but
Yeah.
you know, that's like his
Oakley
deal,
oil
right?
cans, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. It's like the white Oakley oil cans, man. But anyway, so shout out to you guys for hanging out and watching. Robert Lee from Arrowhead Speedway says, and I don't know if he's talking about. So in August they're having. Is it the big? Are they having an ASCS race in August at Arrowhead? Do we know? Or is he?
No.
I know
Yeah.
he's having a sprint car race up with the World of Outlaw late models. But he said it's $500 bonus if you win at our big race at Friday or Saturday race in August. So I don't know if it's the race, because he's running
What's
the
the bonus?
OCRS cars. He's
Oh.
telling him if he comes and
Oh,
if he
yeah,
comes
yeah,
and
yeah.
wins, they'll give him
It's
$500.
OCRS or ASCS, right?
It's they're putting on a 3-day. They're adding sprint cars to the World of Outlaw late model race on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. But it's 2-barrel 305 rules. It's not sanctioned,
Oh, okay.
but it's $2,000 to win every night.
Oh yeah, heck yeah! If we're not racing, I'll be
And
there
then
for sure.
and then it's $500 to win if you show up extra if you show up and win.
nice, yeah.
I mean, he just said it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Tim Kading said any truck stop for the white glasses. He said it. Yeah, he said it's his own deal. So if you don't have a ride, so we got to find you a ride. we got our motor or whatever.
Yeah, I'd
for,
like to find
for
a
the
motor to
Yeah,
OCRS.
just put it in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd
and
be
then
ideal.
which I'm sure there's a couple people that might help you out with that. So if you show up and you win Friday or Saturday night, you get extra $500.
Cool.
So
I like
you
that
win
place too, man.
$2,500. Oh, I love Arrowhead.
It was in tip-top shape last time we ran the ASCS race there last year too.
Yeah,
So it's
definitely
2,000 to
a nice
win,
place.
500 to start all 3 nights
Nice.
for the 2 barrels.
That's
Three oh
pretty good.
fives.
Pretty good.
I talked to Robert today on the phone, and they really want to go all in with the sprint car deal. About a month ago, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, I think we're going to run sprint cars on Friday night. Do you think we can get some cars?" I said, "Man, I think you could probably get about 12, 15 cars." And they'd literally posted it the day before, and we had like 12 cars, and it was 1,000 to win, 100 to start. And that was Hooper. He ended up winning. It was a good race, you know. And brought him back the next week. Dude, the fans hooting and hollering. They love him, right? And so next year they're talking about it. I don't know if it's solidified, but they're talking about running sprint cars weekly on Friday nights and throwing in some other races. We talked about throwing in some 410 races in there because we're starting to get more 410s around here. And I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's a lot of good things on the horizon at Arrowhead Speedway. They've already done a lot of things, not just with sprint cars, with the late models, and they brought High Limit in a couple years ago, and putting on. They had a 20,000 to win tuner race. I mean, you know what I mean. So it's pretty cool to see them doing that and giving back, because I mean, you're everydayer. You know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
that facility's top notch, man.
It is so nice.
you wish you could race every week.
Dude, I'm
Imagine
so
if,
jealous.
like,
I'm jealous of the lights.
Oh, I know, right? The Musco
fence.
lighting, the fence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pit area.
Could you imagine, like, if you let's say you have a 410, right? Which you do. You race Friday at Arrowhead, and then you can just trek up to Knoxville on Saturday.
Perfect.
Dude, because it's only it's about 5.5, 6 hours.
Probably, yeah.
It's doable.
Oh, that's way doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way doable.
Yeah.
So-
anytime we can get some good weekly sprint car racing in Oklahoma, that's good.
And
Absolutely.
we've missed it for so many years. You know, back in the day when Shane started racing, you had Tulsa. You know, you and people would go there all the
Man,
time.
we had Oklahoma City. We
You
had
had
Devil's
Oklahoma.
Bowl.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
you had all
We had
that.
Lawton. We had
You know,
several tracks.
which Lawton still runs weekly, Creek runs weekly, what the Wards, what Matt and them, you know, obviously your family, you know, what they've done with Creek County this year is amazing.
Yeah.
The berm they built last week did you see that?
No, I didn't get to see it.
So I guess I wasn't, but I guess everybody was complaining about there wasn't a top. Well, so Matt, he goes in and he builds up a berm on the top.
Just grades the berm in
Dude,
there.
it was on the top the whole way around the track in the
That's
feature.
awesome.
Dude, it was
right.
cool to
Getting it
see.
done.
You know what I mean? And so like and they got the fence up and they cleaned out on the back stretch. And
Yeah.
it goes back to like what Tim's doing at Texarkana and just making it better for
A
everybody.
bunch of little stuff adds up at a
does.
racetrack facility, man. Just all the little stuff that the fans get to see and the racers, and makes it nice for us racers to go to a track and actually have a nice facility to go enjoy.
Terry Clausen says, "What's up? How are you?" And then Joe Hen, congrats on the win, Blake.
Thanks.
Yep,
Appreciate
yep,
it.
yep.
Yeah.
So now that we're done talking about the racing, let's get into the meat of things. So one thing that we like to do on the show is, we talk about racing and we talk about how you've done and your accolades and everything, but we like to get into the deep stuff, right? Like
Like what do you eat?
what's that?
Like what do you eat?
like what's your favorite barbecue in Tulsa?
Oh. Man, I like Alley Cats. It's hard to go wrong with Alley Cats.
Never heard of this place. Guess we gotta try this place.
It's at the brewery. I think it's at Cabin Boys at like 6th and Utica. They moved. They were downtown. I haven't been there in a while, but it's phenomenal. But my easy go-to is Albert G's. It's hard to go wrong with Albert G's.
Albert G's is good. They have an appetizer I love. They take fries, put brisket on top, and put brown gravy on it.
Oh, really? I've never had
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I feel like when I eat it, like my cholesterol just shoots
Oh, yeah,
through the roof.
yeah. Yeah. Your heart rate goes
oh
up
my
a little
God,
bit.
it's so good, so good.
Alley Cat.
Alley Cat.
Yeah.
And you say it's at Cabin Boys downtown?
Yeah, no, not down like 6th and
Oh
Utica.
yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1907 is not too far from there.
I think it's right beside it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite Mexican restaurant?
My boy Jose at Mitier on Riverside.
Because that's his sponsor. That's great. Love it. I've never been there. I need to go there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, go
And
see
it's like
Jose.
96th in Delaware,
Yeah,
Riverside area.
right by the Kohl's Shopping Center
Yeah.
right there.
Nice.
Yeah, I know they're great people.
Send me some bush apple. There's none in Lubbock.
Man, you cannot find that.
It's out already everywhere because I found out through my resources at Anheuser-Busch there was only a certain allotment that went out.
Okay.
And once they got that allotment, that's all they had.
Dude, Jen's been looking for it for here for
it's
turn
gone.
5, and you can't find it.
Can't get it.
No, that's crazy.
Now they have the Bush Light Lime.
Yeah, I heard apple was the way to go.
Get Shane off the show.
Thank you.
Oh, Chip Diamond Jr.
Chip Diamond.
Chip Diamond
Come
Jr.
on, Chip.
Sounds like a wrestler.
Man, no kidding.
You gonna come out in some gold? And just
He looks like some.
never heard of this guy. Whatever. We probably know him, but whatever.
Probably a disguise. It's probably Jason Sides.
It might be.
Chip Diamond.
That sounds
sounds
like
like
a
a stage
wrestler.
name.
That's what I'm saying. Like coming up on Satellite 3.
Yeah. You know your stage name
Diamond.
is your street that you grew up on and your last dog or your
my
first
God.
dog. That's your stage name.
Wow, I'd have a horrible stage name.
What would it be?
Taromi Speedway. That's horrible. I am not getting dances in the back. Okay.
That's awesome. Oh man. Yeah. All right.
The poutine at Albert G's is often just my entire meal. Has cheese curds too. Yeah.
Albert G's is good. It is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I say this every time. I think Leon's is my favorite at 6th and Sheridan.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Leon.
Leon's is good. 1907 is good. I will say that. Smokies and Broken Arrow is good.
We just had Smokies last week.
Oh, so good, man. I like it because they have shaved ham. So, or like really thin sliced ham. So in Kansas City, growing up there, everybody had like the really super sliced ham. And a lot of places don't even have ham here. They'll have turkey, and they have
Yeah.
bologna, right?
That's not something you see.
Yeah. And so when I went to Smokies and they had that, I was like, oh, this is good. Plus their ribs are good. And yeah.
Yeah.
So can't even get Blake a bush. I mean, he can have a bush if he wants one.
I'll go get a bush.
See?
You boys want a bush?
I'm good.
No,
I'm
no,
good.
you're the guest.
Yeah.
You're the guest. Shane, why don't you ask him a few more questions while I get him a bush?
We
Bush
were just bragging
Yes.
about your nephew.
Yeah, no, I'm so proud of that boy, man. Yeah, he's been doing good. I think he's on win number 5 already this
Yeah.
year. He's been doing good. Yeah, he's learning. This year's been the year where everything seemed to click for him.
Right.
Like the last 2 years he's been learning, but this year he's really stepping into it for sure.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. So so he runs junior sprints here at Port City weekly, and we have our junior sprint class is such a vast range of speed, right? Between the first couple cars,
Makes sense.
like Carson, and then the guys that start in the back because they're young, right?
Learning,
Like they're
yeah.
learning how to race, and he is one of the few guys that's actually learning to run somewhat the cushion when he gets the lap cars, instead of following them around, which most of the junior sprints do around the bottom. And it's
Yeah,
been awesome to see him.
Just not killing the momentum.
Yeah, that's
is the
it,
major
man.
deal.
Just keep your momentum. That's right. He's doing a good job. It's good to see his
No,
progress.
and I said something earlier when we were talking about how I think it was cool when you were in your victory lane speech at Batesville and you're like, my little nephew, come on. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
proud of him. I really am. Well, he's carrying on the tradition. He's 4th generation racer, carrying on the 52, yellow 52. And the last time I got my win was at Texarkana last year in the 410, and on that same night he picked up a
That's
win.
cool.
So,
That's
so
awesome.
we've been able to double him up. So
And the best thing is just a good kid, genuine. He doesn't
he's got a good heart, and that is the best part. About
Yeah.
him.
Obviously I see the other side of some kids, and he's just you can tell he's just raised the right way and respects everybody. And you tell him good job, he says thank you, and no, it's good.
Yeah,
Good to see.
no, he carries himself really good for a 10-year-old kid.
He
but
does.
I'm excited to see what he's going to continue to do. Hopefully, move him up into restrictor soon.
I think he'll be just fine. I think he'll
Yeah.
adapt to the speed just fine.
I'm pretty sure I was here like one of his first races, and you could tell like, which we talked about it right just right before this is like just going out there and making laps and just making laps right, and now
Well,
he's
I
coming
think it
to
was-
his own.
I think
That
it
was
was
2 years ago, wasn't it?
Just like a year ago that you came out here with him and your dad.
At the beginning of last year, we
Yeah.
were like, all right, if we're going to do this.
And he
we're
was
really
still
gonna-
kind of struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, it just
Yep.
clicked.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's good to
this
see.
year, early in the season, something he's really been able to click. I mentioned something about listen to the motor, about listen to when it bogs down and focus on that and noticing when that does that to keep up the momentum. And as soon as I said that next weekend, he went out there and he just moving through traffic differently.
Right.
And then he's learning to be aggressive when he needs to be, but also learning to be patient at the right time. And that showed on Saturday, obviously.
Yeah, he's actually won a couple races like that.
Yeah.
Like the first and second place guys have gotten in a crash, and he's just been there to take the win. So it's good to see.
And I was just informed it's in a 14-year-old Sawyer.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Even better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So shout out to Brandon Lewis, and of course Mike Ross told me about the 14-year-old student deal. But yeah, Brandon's on here saying also all Sawyer, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the same junior sprint Jake Nail and then his brother. I think
Oh,
is-
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that,
cool.
that, that thing's
That
been on
thing
the front
rolls,
stretch
man.
a few
That thing
times.
rolls.
Yeah.
That's
Cody's
good.
done a
That's
lot of
awesome.
good work to it. He's made it a really nice car, and they've got a really good piece under him.
Oh, first junior sprint ever built.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Ray, also AA Racing's Blake Hahn video will be on YouTube in 20 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got to hang out with my buddy Ray this weekend at Batesville. He did some video work, got some stuff on YouTube, and just trying to step it up on the content a little bit. Just trying to show the fans kind of what's going
Dude,
on at the racetrack.
content's
You know?
everything,
Yeah.
man. Content's everything.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. He's kind of trying to grow his YouTube channel right now, and
Yeah.
he's just getting his feet wet. But he's doing a good job, man. Just getting
Nice.
out there and getting exposure.
Oh, you got some new swag that came out too. I like that.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff on our website at shopblakehahn.com. Got
Heck
got
yeah.
a few different style shirts and some hats and some beanies, just a little bit of everything.
Everybody's going. I got sand color shirts. You got
Yeah.
sand color.
Yeah, that's the
that
thing,
dude.
man.
That's just a ticket
love it.
right now,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So,
It's a
so
fact.
you've been racing. You know, we're talking about your nephew, but you've been racing. You started at his age, didn't you?
Yeah, when I was 8. I'm
Yeah.
30 now, so yeah, it's been a little bit.
Did you
You're
run out here?
old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're old, Blake.
Yeah, I know, man. I can feel it now. My body's telling me.
Wait till you get my age or his age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no, my
started
age
racing
is
out
worse.
here when Aaron owned it, and
Okay.
ran my junior sprint here for 3 years, and moved up to restrictor, and slowly just kept working around, and we started traveling a little bit more in the restrictor, getting our feet wet with some different competition, and when we ran outlaw, we kind of took it up a step, went run some power eye, which at the time those were the heavy hitter guys running the micros. So
Right.
go up there to kind of see how we could compete with those guys, and was able to pick up a shootout win, 2 wins in 1 year in the outlaw class, and that's when for me it seemed like my path kind of took off and just kind of started going from there. I was able to get into a midget fairly quickly after that, and then a few years after that into a sprint car, a local sprint car owned by the McClellan family, and now I'm 30. And
You know what? It's funny you said that about the shootout. It's amazing what that race does for people.
Yeah.
You know, when you run well there, it opens up so many doors. And then obviously when you make the step up to the midget and run well in the midget like you have, like, man, it's nuts.
Well, Donnie Ray Crawford.
Yeah.
When he won those drillers, and then next year, you know, that same
It's
year,
been
he
like
drove
that
for
for
Coons.
years.
He drove for
And-
Keith
and
Coons.
it
Because
has
everybody's
Right.
there.
Yep.
Everybody's watching.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Yep.
that's the best thing about it.
Yep. So you've moved your way up to an ASCS National Tour champion.
Yeah,
And
which
then-
seems crazy to think about when I just talk about growing up in Port City, racing my junior sprint, running my restrictor, doing all this with my dad, hanging out. Just
And it is cool that you're with your dad, but it wasn't easy.
no. I'm doing it how Carson and Cody are. Or I did it how Carson and Cody are now. I have had the old vending truck with my dad every weekend, and
Yeah.
we'd go out there on Friday and load the car up out of the single car garage that my parents had, and go do it. And
That's
man,
awesome.
I think that helped me a lot. Learn how much work my dad was putting into getting me to the racetrack, and
Yeah.
realized how much it took and how hard it was for him to do. So it was fun, but yeah, it's cool to see.
Yeah.
And like how much that work ethic has like obviously helped you to this day, right? Like, I mean, I watch you, like you do a lot of your own work
Yeah.
and, you know, driving the truck and if you couldn't do that, you wouldn't be able to race all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You can't just rely on people to get you.
No,
You can't just show
absolutely.
up with your helmet bag.
And I wouldn't want it any differently either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like
No,
what
it's
I've
good
got
to see.
going on. I like being all hands on and being a part of the team. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, without my dad showing me the ropes at a young age, I wouldn't be able to do it
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
age now. You
Yeah.
know, I pretty much am running my team by myself. Me and Dalton are running it, and it's not easy. It's not easy for anybody, but to be able to me and my best friend doing it at 30 is it's there's a lot of learning going on
Right.
continuously.
Yeah,
And that's the
great.
other thing that's cool is, you know, you and Dalton. And I know Dalton had a little hiatus where he went and helped some other people, but you guys have been together for pretty much most of your sprint car career.
Yeah, nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much only about 6 months is when we were apart for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just being able to have that consistency is really, I feel like, maybe what helped get us our championships and get us our consistency at the track now. So
Yep. Now you got Paul.
yeah, having extra hands is always good,
Yeah.
man. And somebody that is all in. Met Paul up in Washington State when we were running at Skagit, just a race fan up there, and junked a car one night, and I actually had to go pick up some T-shirts throughout the week, and we were thrashing getting another car built, and he offered up to go grab the T-shirts for us and snagged them up and hung out with us that weekend, and actually moseyed his way back to Montana with us and came to Oklahoma, and then ended up moving everything here, and he's been with us for 4 years now.
That's
and,
awesome.
He jumped in head first with really no knowledge of sprint cars other than just being a fan, and now he's helps us throughout the week, keeps the trailer clean, keeps the cars clean, helps keep the shop clean, and
Which takes time away. Right?
yeah,
That's a lot of work.
that was stuff me and Dalton were having to do. Basically, we had to dedicate our Thursday morning to cleaning everything up and getting it ready for the weekend.
Right.
And now he's already got it done for us. So
Nice.
it makes it where we can focus on other stuff, and I think that makes it where we can elevate our operation just by being able to
Absolutely.
focus on different things. So having him is awesome, and it's really good to be able to have a group like Dalton and Paul with me at the race shop and at the racetrack. It's fun.
That's awesome. So you ventured away from ASCS for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah.
Went up and did some 410 stuff. What was that like? Like getting, because I feel like ASCS was kind of like the comfort zone, right? Like,
Yeah,
like
it was. I think
you
it's
were on
something that needed to
top, and
happen
then-
for me. You
Okay,
know what I mean,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I think after I won my first championship, you know, a lot of people said that since it was the first year Sam wasn't there, that it was kind of a fluke deal. So I wanted to come back and see if we could do it again. And we were able
Who?
to. Yeah, we were able to be able to do it again and backed it up. And then after that, you know, I felt like I didn't have anything to prove. And at that point, I had enough resources to be able to go run a 410 with a small schedule like the Power Eye schedule. So it really fit well with me. And I got a lot of time with Outlaws and Hard 8 in high limits, and was able to, you know, just get some seat time, which that's all it takes at the 410. It's tough for me. So
What was
just
that
being-
like running against them guys?
Man, it's tough for me. Just me being able to go for my 360 and feel like I have a top 5 car anytime I touch the track. It seems like I have a pretty good baseline setup for everywhere we go. We kind of have an idea of what we need to do to the car, to going out there and struggling and qualifying and getting put behind the 8 ball out early, and then having to make some changes that were maybe not necessarily certain we need to be making. And just, I think maybe my window for setup just got shortened a lot with the 410, where I had a bigger gap for my 360 to get to. And just being able to run with those guys, it was pretty tough on me mentally. Just getting pretty much from the beginning of the night, you're getting beat up.
Yeah.
I would go out there and turn a lap that I would feel really good about, and then come in and I'm sitting about 15th or 16th, and go out there, and then you're starting 3rd or 4th row of a heat race. Got to pass a few cars, and
Tough.
everybody in front of you is already
It's good.
faster. Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
then you're not getting near as many laps as you really need to get, because you're running towards the back of B feature.
Yeah.
But so when we get those good runs with those guys, it's highly rewarding, even if it's a top 5 or top 10 or top 5. We got top 5 with the Outlaws at I-55 a couple of years ago, and that felt phenomenal.
I
They
bet.
had a great run
Yeah.
at the Knoxville Nationals.
Yeah. Led some prelim laps
Yeah.
at the Nationals, and that was really good. That was going into that. Our expectations, we want to do great, obviously, but at the Nationals, with not having many laps there, we didn't expect much. But the way the format rolled out, I started on the front row
Yeah.
on prelim night. It all worked out perfectly, and led, I think, 17 laps, and ended up getting slid by Randall, a guy that ran this whole season there.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then by Donnie Schott. So I didn't feel too terrible after
No,
all that was
absolutely
done.
not.
And
Great
that
run.
was a good confidence booster, because we were kind of struggling going into that time of the season. So that was good to be able to feel that, like, okay, we can do it. You know what I mean? So, but
It's a tough
it's a
place,
learning
too.
curve
It is.
for the 410 and at Knoxville too. It's a complete learning curve every time we touch the track there.
Yeah.
And with the 410, we're trying to build that notebook and just get that knowledge that we don't have yet. Running 10 years with the 360, we've created habits that maybe aren't necessarily the best habits for 410. That I, as a driver, am having to do a little bit things differently. And, in the things I'm learning from the 410, I think it is helping me on my 362. So it's
I
fun
could
when
see
I can
that.
run it.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy running my 360 a little bit more, just because I feel like
You're
the
comfortable.
racing's, I'm comfortable, and I just feel like the racing's a little bit better. You don't
Yeah.
get strung out near as much. I could go 3 nights racing with Outlaws and Highland, and maybe pass one car where
Right.
like I run with ASCS, and we're passing cars, and like at the end of the day, like I'm here to have fun. And
Right,
pass
right.
cars.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
how I have fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I think that goes back to what you're talking about, like the mental side of it, right? Like you can only take so much getting beat up, and I think when you do go out there and you get beat up and then you not necessarily step back, but you take a different turn and you go back and you get your confidence back up. When you go back to run against them guys, then you feel better about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's happened time and time again with driver after driver. It's just how it is. It's tough on them mentally. And then, like you said, you take a step back and really up your program and try to focus on getting, being more prepared in the shop even better. And then just learning and just getting that notebook and, like, Shane, asking people that are doing it all the time and just getting their opinion on things makes a big difference, and it helps build that notebook up.
Absolutely. It does.
Yeah, and it's not just mentally on you; it's your whole team.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. Everybody wants to win. Everyone wants to
You're not
good.
there to run second,
right?
I mean,
and like you said, you're in the B main all the time. You go in the pits and you can just see it on everyone's face.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude,
like they're just frowning.
It's really hard to stay at a car wash till 3 a.m. if we didn't make the A main over and over and over again. Like
it does beat
when I
up
was out
everybody.
with Tony, man, we knew we were getting our asses handed to us. But like we knew we were learning, but we just couldn't see it at the time. And then we would go back and run like an NCRA race or an ASCS race, and we'd build our confidence back up, you know. And then, but man, it's tough, dude. It's tough. It's tough on Dalton. It's tough on your dad because, it's. But again, it goes back to it's called racing, not winning, right?
Yeah.
So it's always the little wins that help. So there's a lot of family members with you guys, right? Like the Hahns and the Wards with Matt, and everybody's pretty much dabbled in racing. Obviously, Matt's raced a little bit here and there. He made a debut in an OCRS car not too long ago. Didn't do too bad. I'm surprised he didn't get fire from his beard hanging out underneath the helmet. Dude, it was like this far down, and it was so hilarious. But what made you be the one that was like, okay, I'm going to do this, right? Like, this is what I want to do.
I don't know if there's anything that was like that. I just, growing up, honestly, like I was born January 19th. So my mom was at Chili Bowl with me a week before I was born. So I was born into it. My grandpa had Creek when I was born. So at a young age, I was at Creek on a weekly basis, watching the factory stocks and modifieds, and the sprint car here and there. Yeah. So I got my fix with the weekly racing there, and it's just like, that's what we did. And my dad was working out there, so during the week I'd be out at the track like your boy is now, hanging out with you, running around, learning how to drive stuff, messing around. And so for me, it's just racing was what I knew. And then, I played soccer as a kid, and then when I was 8 years old, my dad asked if I wanted to race, and I was like, of course I want to race. And we ended up getting our junior sprint. And honestly, just from that point on, I just that's all I focused on was racing. Like every weekend, that's what I was going to do. And I just didn't have any other plans other than that, where I don't know how anybody else felt about it. I know Brandon didn't get to start racing until he was 10, so he started a couple years after me, because when I was racing, he would come out and hang out with us, and he kind of got the itch to start racing, and he got the junior sprint. I raced, and he started racing, and at that point, Matt was racing. Matt actually started racing a year before I did with his dad, and after Brandon started racing, Matt joined our team, and we had all three of us cousins racing together, and we did that for a long time. And we just raced for a while, and Brandon moved up to a sprint car, and we made our way up to a sprint car, and he ran a couple years, and they ended up quitting, and Matt started taking over the ASCS national deal, so he kind of quit racing a little bit. And like I said, all I had on my mind was, this is what I'm doing every weekend, is I'm going to go racing. And my dad's put in a lot of work networking for me, helping me make those connections with the people, and growing my name for me. Really, he makes a lot of calls and does a lot of things like that for me, and got me into some seats that I wouldn't have been able to get in without him doing it for me. And as soon as I got into the sprint car, I kind of got the realization, like, okay, like if I'm going to do it, like the time's now. Like if I'm going to do it, I need to focus and really try to do it. And I was able to team up with Bruce Griffith out of Houston and jump on the national tour in 2014. And that was a year after I graduated from high school. So I'm fresh out of high school, jumping on the tour, really not knowing a lot. I've only ran probably 20, 25 races at that point. And he told me to hire somebody, and that's when we got Dalton to jump on board. And he's been working with me since 2014 with Bruce.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we finished out the year. It was kind of rough. So we had the struggles of any first season guy. So went to I-80 and had a rough weekend and ended up tearing up the car.
RIP.
Yeah. Fun place. Yeah.
I missed that place.
Yeah, and then had a rough weekend, and then Bruce ended up pulling the plug with about 8 races to go. So me and Dalton thrashed and got our old '09 Big Macs ready to go. Dropped the engine that we got for 10 grand in it, and we went to the Hawken Memorial and did Devil's Bowl, short track, and one other 2-night weekend to finish out the season on our own stuff. We got Rookie of the Year that year, and then that off season, it was like, okay, now you're building your own team. Like this is when you're going to put your focus on to building it all. So we built our team, and we built what we thought was a prepared team, and boy, we learned quickly that we didn't have a clue. So I went to Florida in February 2015. My grandpa hired Gary Wright to come down there and help us. So we were down there racing. You were probably racing down there too, probably.
I'm sure I was.
Yeah. So we went down
15,
there. And a lot of learning that weekend. And really from that point on, me and Dalton's been at it hard, just trying to buckle down, and was able to win a couple of championships and try to get another one this year.
That's good that you've had that same guy with you that long. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't. No, it's hard for sure. Yeah, no, Dalton's my best friend for sure, and being able to have him know how I like my car. I mean, he helped me on my micro when I race micros, so he already knew my driving style even before I got into a sprint car. So he kind of knows what I want before I even have to ask for it. So that right there helps us mesh and get going throughout the night a lot better.
Right. No, that's great. That's, as you know, and I hear it from a lot of the traveling teams nowadays, like it's just hard to find people that want to live that lifestyle and dedicate that much time to, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean,
people have no idea.
Yeah, it's 100% of your time pretty much.
Yeah.
That's dedication. Yeah.
And your off days aren't off days, right?
No.
You're fixing something or cleaning something or,
Driving
working on your
10
truck
hours,
or your trailer or there's always something to do.
Yeah, and anymore, the off season's not much of an off season.
No.
You got a month, and then you throw Chili Bowl in the middle of all that.
Yeah, which you're obviously heavily involved with that.
Yeah.
So racing wise and on the other side of it. So
Yeah, and that's,
not in off season anymore.
we talked about that, how now around here in Oklahoma, you can race till November.
Yeah, I mean, the last 5 years, we got races in Tulsa in November.
Well, the weather's better in November than it is in March.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, we feel like we kind of talked about that here. It's like not racing early March, trying to race more towards like Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Track
just kind of
conditions seem to be better. You don't have to worry about all the heat.
Well, the Fuzzy's Fall Fling.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's
we still
late
have that this
November.
year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying
That's our
I-
season finale.
I figured it would be. But like, dude, it's always in end of October. But think about it. Back short track national days back at I-30,
It was always,
it was
end of
always on
October.
Halloween weekend.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
a little
October.
bit of chill in the
Yeah.
air.
Oh, dude.
The
And the
engine's running
Frito
good.
pies there.
Yeah.
Frito pies at I-30 Raceway
Yeah.
were the
Missed
best.
that place. That was a good one.
Good job, Tracy Clay. Jeff Smith, hello. What's up? Ethan McDermott, what's up, my friend? You guys know who Ethan
Yes,
McDermott
sir.
is.
What's
I got to see him up at Knoxville the other day. Man, such a nice
Where are
guy.
they relaxing at this week?
He posted a picture earlier. He's at Lunchtress, so he might be with TK
Okay.
and Jay Sides hanging out. So he said wash day, and it had Jay and Jay's trailer there. So, yeah, he said he was. When I talked to him at Knoxville, he said I think he's got like one more week, and he's going to go back to Florida for a little bit because they have a little bit of a break, which for them ain't much. But and then he'll come back. So. I told him next time he comes through here that we need to have him on because he was on the show when we had Wes on, but he was behind the camera,
Right.
and so he's like, "I want to be on." I was like, "Dude, whenever you're ready, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're in." So a little bit about the Chili Bowl, right? Like, and not just the Chili Bowl, but like your grandfather and the name that he built, right? Because of his racing accolades. Do you ever feel like you have to live up to that, or do you feel like you've made your own path?
No, I feel a lot of pressure. I really do, from a bunch of different aspects. But my grandpa being a racer, he wants to win. So, at the end of the day,
I played golf with him. I know.
he likes to win. He's very competitive. So we've got a lot of pressure from him to perform really well. Obviously we are a family-owned team, and I may not have near as much risk as a guy that's hired to drive or whatever, but sometime my grandpa probably would like to fire me at some points, but thankfully he's held on and he's put through a lot of stuff, and he's put in he's invested a lot in me and been able to help me, get to where I am in my career. So it's next level, but having him push me like that is part of the reason I want to be as successful as I am. At the end of the day, the reason I'm doing this is to make my family proud and to continue my grandpa's legacy. And I just want to make my family proud of what I'm doing and to show them that I'm doing, well, I mean, what I think my family.
I think you're doing a good job.
I was going to say, I think you're doing okay.
I think you're doing a good job.
I don't think you have to worry about tarnishing anything.
Yeah.
No.
And then,
Especially, and not just with your sprint car career, but you're fast in that building.
yeah, I like
Whether
that
it's
place,
a
man.
micro
It's
or
fun.
a midget or what was those ones you
Mini mods,
the mini
Ecotech.
mods, the Ecotechs. There you go.
They're fun, man. I love that
Yeah, how many
track.
drillers do you have?
I want more, man. There's never enough.
Yeah, that's right.
But seriously, how many do you have?
I have
right.
9.
9?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that place though. It's something about it. It's there's really not no tracks that I've personally ran on anything like it. It's flat. I mean, fairly wide for a micro, so you can do some stuff you really can't get away with, like here
Right,
at Fort. So
right,
the
right.
racing that guys get to do here all year, they don't get away with there.
Right.
But it's just fun. I don't know if it's just the atmosphere for me that just amps me up, but I enjoy that place, and my nerves are sky high. No matter what when I'm there. Even during shootout, I could throw up before the A feature, start on the front row of an outlaw feature. Especially when you don't run those things all year
Right.
long with those guys that have run
Yeah,
that much.
and when you make the A main there on the
Yeah.
outlaw deal. There's not one bad car
No,
in the
no,
A main. It's
no.
Knoxville Nationals of that.
And those guys are not
Caliber.
afraid. They're
No.
going there to. I mean, that's their race. So,
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
my nerves are sky high, but man, I enjoy just being there. For one, that was my first race ever. Actually, I ran my junior sprint there in 2004. My first race
Oh,
ever.
nice.
So, but I grew up around there. And I see all the ins and outs, but then I get to see all my friends that come in. You
Yeah.
know how it is.
Yeah.
Man, it's fun. Man.
It's once a year. Like for the most part, I feel like Chili Bowl and for us the Knoxville Nationals is the 2 times a year where it's like a family reunion, right?
Yeah.
Like you get to see everybody you don't see all year long. I feel like the Knoxville Nationals is more the people from like Australia you get to see that you don't get to see all year long, and then the Chili Bowl is like, okay, this is everybody. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Yeah, it's cool for me because like I get all my racing friends, but then I also get all like the friends that are like hanging out at the races, fans that I've met from 20 years ago, or even the people that help set up the races that I've met. I've known guys that like Jerry McGee. I've known him my entire life, and he's
Right.
helped my family. He's a great family friend, and the list goes on of people like that. And I get to see all of them for 2 weeks out of the year.
Right.
It's phenomenal, and then
Yeah.
get to do some great racing on top of it.
yeah.
And typically we get some pretty good racetracks, like at the
Man, they
shootout this
killed it
last
this
year.
year.
It
Yeah.
was,
Oh, my
man,
gosh.
it's
They
phenomenal.
did a great job.
I mean, all
Obviously,
week, and
there's
then
been issues the couple years before, but man, like it seems like this year they've got it figured out.
they do. They got to
It's been
figure
fun.
it out.
It's been
Yeah.
fun. I think they're still not happy with how Chili Bowl, how it all plans out with the 55 laps.
Yeah,
but
it's hard.
it's hard to get it
man.
perfect, right? But
You got to think like people just they forget, right? Like your prelim nights, you're not racing all day,
yeah.
right? Like that track gets raced on all day on Saturday.
yeah.
So to get it right for the last race is the toughest time to get it right.
After the whole week,
Yeah.
you got 70 cars, 60, 70 cars on a night, and then you have 360
Yeah,
on
and
Saturday.
the shootout's even worse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think the choice they made this year at the shootout was the right thing to do. Like those races were
Yeah.
really good, all of them.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
lap,
they
the
made
lap
the-
count's it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
when
Yeah, because they
it
made the
gets-
non-wing the 55, right?
Yeah. And the non-wing cars, they slide around more, right? And
Yep.
hey, listen, I was never a non-wing fan until I bought Port City.
Yeah.
And it made me a non-wing fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, non
Like they're
micros
they're
are
just a
fun.
better race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just not glued down to the track.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
wing cars
Yeah.
are. But
Yeah. No, it's
no, it was they did a great job, and I know, like, just from what I do here, I can't even imagine the time. I mean, I hear stories of Gravel not sleeping and
Yeah, he's
that whole crew. I know it's not just Gravel, but you know those people that I'm assuming that they're kind of all been together for a little while, and
Yeah.
I think that's been important too. They're finally
yeah.
figuring it out, and they know what Gravel wants. Gravel knows what they need, and
Well, like where me and you have a setup sheet for our race car throughout the night, he's got his book
Yeah.
of his racetrack,
Right.
of like time frames of when he waters it, of what it does, how many cars, how many laps,
Right.
and what it reacts and
Dude,
how it
that's
reacts.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, he takes it as serious as we do on the race
yeah,
cars.
he's helped me out here a lot. Like I literally can text that guy or call him, And he's like, hey man, like I'll be there, you know, I can be there tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And he'll come and show me some
Yeah,
pointers
what's
because he's
crazy
really
is
good in the grader.
He doesn't mess around with racetracks very often.
No,
other
he
than,
doesn't.
I mean, probably here, Creek,
Yeah.
and shoot out in
Yeah.
Chernobyl. I mean,
Is he from here?
yeah.
Yeah.
He lives here?
Yeah.
See, for some reason I thought he was down in Texas or something.
He's,
No, yeah.
I don't know exactly what he did, but he used to work on equipment growing up, so he's super familiar with it.
Yeah. He's a machine.
So he
on a
literally,
grader.
the only time he preps a track is for the shootout in the Chili Bowl?
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been helping out at Creek a lot too. We're trying to get
Here recently?
Yeah, get it
Yeah.
reshaped a little better.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
That so
better.
so there's only a handful of guys like, you know, Clint Pursley, like dude, those dudes will get into a grader and they start moving dirt and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it's like massaged and
Yeah.
they're not afraid. Like they can
Yeah.
just dig
Blaine
that blade
Morton's
in.
the same
and-
way.
Yeah, Blaine Morton.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh my God, I would never do that. If I did that, my track would be junk for months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just know, right?
Yeah.
And Gravel's one of them guys. Like,
Wow, I
good.
did
That's
not
good to
know
see.
that.
I was happy for
I
them.
thought he was like somehow involved with Lawton or RPM
man.
or
No.
wow.
I mean, like Shane said, I mean, if people reach out, he's willing to give some information out.
He's
Obviously,
good.
he wants
He's been great
he
to
wants
me.
racing to be as good as it can be throughout the
Yeah.
season.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was really happy to see them have, because man, you know, you hear all the people
Yeah.
talking the years past,
Yeah.
and like, dude, you guys have no idea how much work's involved.
Well, when that's the only race anybody's watching, everybody's got their eyes on
They
it. They've
do,
been watching
yeah.
all week, and then
Yeah.
they watch a race that's single file for 50 laps. They
Yeah.
I get it,
Yeah.
but they definitely hear it, and they definitely want it to be the best race possible for the fans.
right? No, that's good.
Tom Calico said Gravel's kids went to a daycare his daughter worked at.
Oh, nice.
He must live up north somewhere, I guess. Or yeah, because Calico's up in Skytook area.
Yeah,
Good old Tom. We love
I
Tom.
swear he doesn't live too far from here because when I call and talk to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there in a minute." And I don't know if that's because of work or.
Nice. Learn
where-
something new every day,
where works
boys.
at. Yeah, yeah.
So what makes Blake tick outside of racing?
now my two girls, man, different when you're a dad.
Yeah.
That's for me when I'm so busy with racing and being at the shop. Like when I'm not doing that, I just want to relax and hang out and play around, roll around the floor.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are they?
3 and 8 months.
Got a freshie.
He's
Hell yeah.
just wait until
Yeah.
them girls are
She's
like, Dad,
trying-
you are terrible. You're a bad father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, Lennox, she's 3. She's getting into racing now. She was out here Friday night when Carson flipped, and she was not happy about him.
No,
flip.
that's good.
Yeah,
that's
no,
good.
she likes the racing, but no, man, that's what I enjoy right now. This time of the year, some fishing's been fun, but man, I just like relaxing with my family.
So
That's
before you had kids,
Racing, dude. I mean,
that's it. There's no
that's-
golf, no nothing.
I literally just started golfing right before my little one was born. I started golfing a little bit. So the last couple of years, last year, I've been messing around, and I've enjoyed it, man. I really have. But now my time's like so
Yeah,
limited.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Golf's
No,
tough,
it's
man.
hard,
If you
yeah.
can't dedicate
Yeah.
a little bit of time to
Yeah.
it, it's
Yeah.
a tough sport.
I do enjoy it though. Like it is super peaceful. I do get why they enjoy it now. But like I got a pond across from creek. I can drive the side by side over there.
That's
spend
awesome.
an hour fishing.
Because you live out by Creek, right?
Yeah, I'm half mile from the track, so
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
perfectly close for me, man.
Nice.
And then when we race there, it's nice to be able to just drive home.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, before honestly, like racing's it, man. Like I don't watch TV at home. I'll watch races at night. Go up.
So is your TV like my TV stuck on Disney Plus or?
Oh yeah,
all
it's
the
like,
time,
It's
dude.
Peppa Pig, Bluey, or
gosh.
Dirt Vision.
There you go.
Okay, so let's talk about Bluey. I did not know that Bluey was a girl.
I didn't either until like 2 months.
Yeah,
ago.
I didn't even know that.
Bluey is a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both.
Well, one, they're Australian.
Yeah.
Right. So Bluey and her sister, they're both girls.
Yeah.
I did not
Yep.
know that.
And I remember watching one episode because my daughter and her little friend that I'd take to school in the mornings, they'd watch it every morning. And I'm watching an episode, and it was literally about the parents being hungover.
Serious?
I promise you. So they, the parents.
That's funny.
The kids jump on the bed and wake the parents up, and the parents are like, "Oh!" And then one of the kids goes, "It was the youngest one, Bingo, was like, I seen you on top of a table last night, and like you were drinking and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is about them being hungover." And then they're like on the couch, just like vegetables, and they're like, "Oh, do this, oh, do that." And then next thing you know, they're like, "Okay, we need to play with our kids." And I'm
I need
like,
to be a good dad now.
"What?
That's
This
funny.
is the best
That's-
show ever."
That's
This is like
it's
real
made by
life.
like the
There was a
Australian
girl.
government or something.
credits or something?
Because when you watch the show,
Yeah.
you figure out that because they'll say she
Oh, okay.
to Bluey all the time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Bingo
God,
also
I did
she.
never pick that
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
No,
I've
I
watched
love
every
Bluey.
episode of Bluey.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm waiting for the new season.
Yep, and then Peppa Pig. My son is into Peppa Pig real bad now, and in the beginning they like announce like or they do the intros of each kid, and they all snort right before they talk.
Yeah.
and he
Got
does
it
every
down.
single snort, and then when the dad does it, instead of snorting, he just goes. It's like, oh, dude.
It's good.
The things you do for your kids.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're kind of like jamming out.
Oh, dude, yes, yeah. I secretively watch cartoon movies because I'm like they'll start watching it. I get involved in it, and then they fall asleep, and I'm like, I'm not gonna
It's
stop
too bad.
watching it.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah. Pretty good storyline.
That's me
Yeah.
with Frozen. I was like, all right, I kind of get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we
Yeah.
watch a lot of Frozen. Yeah.
I got my Spotify at the shop going on, and we're sitting there working, and walk outside and come back in and let it go, sitting there playing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Dawn's like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yep.
It's funny.
Oh, and now we're into Kids Bop.
You'll be
My
singing
daughter.
that song in the shower. Let it go.
Oh yeah, my daughter's big into Kids Bop, and yeah. Son likes Morgan Wallen, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
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 As long as he doesn't.
Steve Dixon, what's up, brother?
Steve, what's
Yeah,
up?
he's it, man. What a super fan.
Number one fan right there. That's my
it,
boy.
man. I love Steve. He was out there at Creek on Saturday. Bluey's color palette is also made for dogs to see. Fun art fact.
Oh, there you go.
Those dogs are colorblind.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they
Robert Stott.
they notice
Robert.
light blue.
That's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, Disney Plus, Netflix for kids is pretty good.
It is.
I will say that. And then Prime now. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So
My kids are like into like weird stuff now, like Jaws and Jurassic Park, and
there's a new
Yeah,
Jurassic
like-
Park coming out.
it is. Yeah, they love it. Like they like to be scared. Problem is, they like go to bed and then they end up in our bed, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is not how it's gonna be, buddy.
I just got a text message saying I promised Stella that you would pick her up and take her to our bed when you get home.
Oh, there you go.
It's phases though, right? Like
No,
your kids go
definitely
through
phases,
phases, you know. So, what? And are we done? We done having kids?
Me?
Yeah,
I don't know. I might have to have a boy.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
Yeah.
I got lucky with my second one, which I was perfectly fine if we had a girl. But man, there's something about it when they tell you it's a boy and you're like,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
carrying on the last name.
That's my deal. I got to
Yeah.
try to carry it
Yeah,
on.
I was the last one. My brother has a daughter, and they weren't having any more kids. So I'm like, okay, it's on me.
That's me.
And luckily, I was able to have Luca. I wanted to name him Luciano, but my wife wouldn't let me. So he can at least carry on the name. Now she said
that's
we're
cool.
done. So she said that.
You may not be.
She ain't my boss. I'm gonna bleep that one out. Where's that bleep button? So you might have to, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Might have to have another racer.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Try to get Carson in a sprint car before too long too.
That'd be cool.
Might as well.
Yeah.
While they're like 14 anyhow.
I was gonna say Ryder
That's
McCutcheon's
crazy.
14. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go help him this week.
Crazy
Yeah.
how young they are.
He'll be up
now.
here at Tulsa for the
Oh, is he coming up there?
dirt. Was it Dirt Down in T-Town? Is that what
Yeah.
it's called this
They're
weekend?
having the big show over at the drag strip too. It's
yeah.
going to be a good turnout.
Yeah.
$25 a carload. It should be a pretty good crowd.
So they used to do it at the drive-in movies in Kansas City.
I imagine it's going to be jam packed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited about it. I'm excited I get to help Ryder again. You know, I got to do that full season with him on the micro deal,
Yeah.
and he's doing good. He's leading that Power Eye West Desert Series in points, and
He started on the front row at Creek earlier in the
yeah,
season.
yeah. No, he's doing good. But man, I think these kids nowadays they just have different car control, and they just they
Some
race
do.
so much. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
They race so much in micros. Between 2 and 3, 4 classes.
Yeah.
And Ryder came off dirt bikes, and I'm a firm believer that
Oh,
coming
yeah.
off dirt bikes
100%.
helps because dude, he can feel the car so much differently, and I don't know.
I will agree 100% with that. Most kids that are really good on 2 wheels always adapt to 4. Really
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely.
I mean, Jimmy Johnson. I mean, dude, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Mears,
Gary Lee Meyer.
Gary Lee Meyer. I mean, like
Gary Lee Meyer
you know,
did a bunch of enduro stuff before he got
They
the
were all
truck.
really good on motorcycles.
That's crazy.
Gary Lee won a few races.
A couple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Gary Wright just rode a bicycle and started winning.
Dude, that guy. He's just
Yeah, he helped when I was telling you he helped us in 2015. He would do some stuff that totally made our car phenomenal. And he would tell me he used to do this to his car, and he basically was super free. And I get out there, I'm like, dude, I have no idea how you drove. He's like, I'm telling you. He's like, I won here however many times. I'm like, dude, you're just that good.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way I could keep a
Yeah.
car underneath me like that.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. I got
he
to
was
go.
good at everything he did.
Yeah, I got to go to
Wing modify. Yeah, golfing. Yeah.
golf. Yeah, golf.
He's
I got to
just
go
one
to
of them
Florida
guys
with
that-
Gary one year when he was with Scott
Super
Brown,
sharp, man.
Yeah.
and he said, Snowman, I'm gonna only ask you to do this once. He goes, I only do it at Volusia, or not Volusia, but East Bay. He goes, me and Terry Gray been doing this for years and whooping up on these boys, you know. And
He won a lot of these.
dude, we almost won that night, and I'm like, there's no like in my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah,
He
and
was
same thing.
he's
It's like
he's
he's
so
freer than
nonchalant
everybody
about
else.
everything,
Like,
too.
Oh, that'll be all right. It'll
Well,
be
He
all
would
right.
always come out with us on when we were running NCRA. He said, "Boys, what are you guys out here working so hard for?" Like he'd come out fresh, clean, go to the track, just spank us, and I'm like, "We've been out here working all day."
He told me he goes,
Unroll his bike, wasn't even washed.
yeah, oh yeah. He told no, that was the thing. He goes, Snow, if water don't touch this car, we just reblock her. That's all we do.
I've seen him power wash his fire suit at a car wash one day.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'll never
he's
forget
awesome.
when he came to Lubbock to help
Legend.
build cars. This is so hilarious. He looked at Scott Brown and he said, well, Scott, you don't know how to act when your car actually makes money, are you? And I just went, But he was, and the reason he said that is because the weight, like he built his front nose wing posts out of bent Nerf bars.
Yeah.
And like he did everything. He built his own stuff. He didn't go buy everything. And so that's what he meant by that was like, not because he was going to go win more races than Gary Lee or nothing. It was because the way he did his deal is like he was very frugal with kind of like Paul Silva, right? Like, or, you know, and so it was just cool, man. Getting to travel with him for 2 months.
I definitely cherish
man.
all the times we got to race with him. He taught me how to race because he was super clean. And man, he would just spank us. I don't even know how many times he beat us. A lot.
Yeah.
I'll say what's cool too is, you know, when I was out on the road with Tony is when Sam first started, and so we were the new kids on the block, and now to see you and Covington and Sam and Seth, you know, moving out here, like to see you guys being on top of that, because back then it was Gary Wright, it was you, Shane Stewart, you know, it was Jason Johnson,
John,
you know what I mean?
Brad.
Like they were the guys that we were wanting to beat, you know,
Right.
and now you guys are the ones that everybody wants to beat.
It's crazy, man.
It's good to see the Outlaws take that series over too.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like I feel like that was a good move.
Yeah, that's good. And I think it only going to get better. Like,
Yeah.
I think we're only going to open more doors.
I agree.
To more tracks. Like this year, maybe there's a few tracks we weren't able to get into, but I think after watching Texarkana, how could a promoter not be like, man, I want those guys to come.
Yes.
come
Right.
here.
And a great group of guys working there too, right? Like, you know, with Cody and
Lonnie, yeah, they're
Lonnie
good to
and
work with.
Old
Yeah.
Bubby,
yeah. Yeah.
Cody Cordell, I love that guy.
No, I think it's good. It's good to see. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just seeing if anybody say anything. So what?
What's next?
How long? Like how? Like you just
don't
gonna
know,
keep
man.
doing it?
Yeah, I mean, probably. Why not?
Well, I mean, you're only 30.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Obviously, it doesn't last forever, right? And with Carson coming along, and obviously, there's a lot of rental programs anymore. I mean, you look at,
Hell, I
Johnny retired and has a rental program. I mean, the list goes on and on of opportunities. So, never know. I enjoy working on cars. Probably a little too much, so I couldn't imagine not doing it. So,
Well, and you help a lot of young racers, I think.
yeah, I have fun. You know, I enjoy it, and then maybe that's something we'd consider in the future. But right now, man, I want to win this championship. I want to prove to everybody that I'm the guy that can win ASCS when everybody that wants to race ASCS shows up to run ASCS.
And
Amen.
it's happening right now. I think that it went through a couple of years where, it was kind of on a downhill, and obviously with WRG coming in, like Shane said, it was good for it, and now you're starting to see it just taking that kick up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Format is great.
yeah, it's fun, man. You have a bad draw, you qualify. In my opinion, I think this is the best format across all sprint car racing, in my opinion, personally. You don't get handicapped by bad draw. It's still luck of the draw, but not terribly handicapped.
You still make your own lap.
Yeah.
You still make your own destiny, kind of.
I mean, you do get handicapped by a bad draw. If you do make the dash, you do draw towards the end of the dash because you're qualifying time.
But you're in the dash.
Yeah. So
you still got a shot.
I think it makes it much more fair for everybody, and the opportunity for everybody is there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited, man. Really the next 2 months is going to be pretty
Yeah, you
hot
guys
and
are
heavy.
getting busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next month are some really fun tracks for me. We get to go to Belleville High Banks, which is one I haven't been to since 2015. I only ran there once. It's pretty fast joint.
It
Did you
is.
ever get to race there?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the 410.
Yeah. Woo! I ran
Yeah.
my 360 there, and it was fast enough.
So funny story. I go there with Paul, and we go out and hot lap, and we come in, and the tax says 75, 75, 75. We're like, tech come, because we were kind of guessing on gear and whatnot, and his motor at the time wasn't that great, and we're like, oh man, what the heck? And so we change gears. Probably shouldn't have. And go back out, qualify 75, 75. Go back in, and McCarl, who actually ended up winning the race that night, but he was parked next to us, and he's like, no. He's like, your tack, if it's within a couple of hundred RPM of your highs and lows, it'll read one number. And we're like, what? So that showed how fast we were going.
Wow.
So it said 75. That's it. That's as fast as we were going.
Wow.
But we
that place
ended up
is
racing that feature, and I ended up knocking a nozzle line off. And thank goodness, because the first 5 cars end up blowing up rear ends and motors. Because
Was that an
track is-
all-star race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place was tough on me. I hot lapped by myself. I started on the front of my heat race, so I jumped out to a lead. I didn't race around anybody. Went to redraw, I drew a 7. So my first laps around any car all night long was the first lap day feature.
Right.
Yeah, so I go into turn 1. I'm like,
Whoa!
oh, yeah, this is all right. This is how dirty air feels.
Yeah.
So I'm running 5th, and we go into turn 1, and Covington's in front of me. We're on the top, obviously, ripping the lip. And it throws a freeze plug out of the back of the engine. It dumps antifreeze everywhere. And he does a slow spin in the middle of the corner and starts backing up the track. And I'm going,
no.
and he's backing up, and
Yeah.
the gap is closed. And I go right in between him and the wall. And I'm like, it's the deal where you're like, yeah.
And it's they have some trees
Oh,
out
what the
there,
heck
but that's a big drop
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
It's a scary joint.
Yeah, so we finished that race, and I was like, okay, if we never come back here, I'm A-okay.
Yes.
And then I looked at the schedule this year. I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lost video. Keep talking. They can still hear us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, make sure the internet's still on. Why wouldn't, but yeah, it's on.
Yeah, so we get to do that in 2 weeks after Tulsa this weekend, and then after that, I think we've got Lakeside and 81.
Okay.
So 2 other good tracks close
Yeah.
to home.
Absolutely. Lakeside's fun.
Yeah, I love
For
that
a big
place.
track, that race is really good.
I love that place because it's a big track, but I tell people, I think you can almost get away with short track tendencies.
Yeah,
and
agree.
I'm that's where I'm better.
Yeah.
Small tracks. So
Yeah.
I can race that place kind of how I normally race and still be pretty decent there. So it's fun when we go there, and they
When
typically
if you
give
can
us
roll
a
the
pretty
bottom
good,
really well, you can make some speed up there.
You've ran that track. I mean, the track
Yeah.
or when you rented it, it's pretty good. Like when it's good, there's moisture on the bottom, there's
It
moisture
is.
on top,
Yeah.
slick through the middle. It races really well.
Yeah.
Opportunity for sliders.
I love Lakeside.
Yeah.
And it's not top dominant.
No.
That's one of the
No,
good things
it's
about
not.
it.
I agree.
Well, okay, but I prefer, and maybe I never drove. That would be a catastrophe if I did, but I would rather have a race that's 1 lane on top, because then you at least can get a run and maybe throw
Yeah.
a slider, right?
yeah, it's a better spectator race
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
wants to see
yeah,
it right
yeah.
around the
Pull
bottom.
button.
Yeah.
No, I agree, and especially when you get to lap traffic, and
What's your favorite racetrack? Let's do this. Let's do top 5, because we always ask top 5 for the
Well, I've got my
drivers.
top 2 already. I know that, but at top 5, I'd have to kind of think about. top. Probably my favorite when it's on like the best condition it's ever, like if I could just like walk out and say this is how I want my track right now, Creek County Speedway every day of the week.
Yeah.
When it's good with a big fat curb on the wall off of 4 with like 6 inches of moisture on the bottom, there's really not anything better. You can throw super deep bombs, you can cross under and still drive through the slick to cross under people. But my number 2 is Skagit. I love Skagit because it's kind of the same way. And like you said earlier, like it's a small track, but it races so fast. Like it's so crazy. Like, well, even the gear you pull there, you wouldn't think you'd run a gear like that.
Right.
I think we ran like a 639 there, which you'd look at and go 686.
Right.
And it's not. But that place, you know, you can cross under, you can do the slide jobs. There's moisture on the bottom. You get the left front up on the berm a little bit. And it's not too crazy, but it is not too small either. Like it's like the perfect mixture.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you another one. Last year when we went to Arrowhead, the track was in really good shape. Same deal. Fat curb, probably a foot tall curb, like super treacherous curb actually. Like if you wanted to run it, you had to pedal it.
Right.
And then like super narrow moisture on the bottom and then just bone slick.
I can't remember. Is it a berm there or is it tires?
I think it's tires.
Tires.
It's tires, yeah.
So what do you prefer there? Not to interrupt you, but what do you prefer? You tires or berm?
I think tires from racing here.
Yeah.
Just rolling around the tires. Like got used to
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I got used to
curious.
just rolling around the tires. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've clipped plenty of tires, but I just think maybe it's a little harder to do for some people. It's not as easy to just get the left front up there. And rotate.
Right. Okay. All right.
But like, top 5 would be hard to do. But those 2 are my favorite tracks. And then I think Arrowhead's got something going on good too. And then Texarkana. That's my new I-30. I-30 is in my top 5. If I can pick old ones, I-30.
Oh, you can pick any track you want.
All right.
I-30 was
Devil's
good.
Bowl, I-30.
There you go.
Skagit, Arrowhead, and Creek.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, Devil's Bowl, and that's kind of like Lakeside too. It's a big track, and like both corners are so funny. You have to drive 1 and 2 like a big track, or you have to drive 3 and 4 like a big track, and 1 and 2 you can flick your car off in there.
Right.
Yeah, like a short track. Yeah.
But it's so hard to get off of 2 good and have drive up the hill that like a guy that can't do it, you could leave him.
Right.
Yep.
So
off the bottom right by that last tire, just keep right.
And that's
by
how
there.
Devil's Bowl used to be.
That's on
It's
Saturday.
so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
And then, really, I-30, I don't think anybody could disagree. That puts on some of the best racing around.
gosh.
I will
That's some
say
amazing race.
what I
And
liked
Bennett's
about
some
I-30 the
amazing
most
races.
was the lip in 2. Like how it bowled up, so when you did throw a slider, like you were good, like you're just gonna roll up on it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I liked about
I remember
I-30.
I missed a feature at Short Track Nationals in probably like 14, and Gary Wright was running, and I remember watching him. He was ripping the lip, burying it off into the cushion, fat curb into 1, and then it got so narrow off of 2 that probably 5 laps in a row, half of his right rear was hanging off the lip.
Yeah.
And you could just see half of air, or you could see underneath. It was like, that is just amazing. It's so cool to be able to see him do something like that,
That
like
was a
consistently.
tough place too, man.
Well, on Crawley.
Tough place. Crawley
I don't know
was
how many
the guy
times
to beat.
how many times he jumped back on the track going to back
And
stretch.
actually, later on in my career, there was Tony. Like Tony was
Oh,
really
Tony
good
was
there.
fast there.
Like
Tony
he could
was
roll the middle like no other.
yeah. Tony was faster.
Yeah. Doing
And
the
that
diamond
motor
line.
that he won all them races with, we called it Moneymaker. And that thing had 2 3/16 Hilbert injection on it. It was originally
Just
like
throttle.
a Salina. Just
You didn't need a
it
lot of
just
power
raced
there.
good. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
didn't need a
Like
lot
you
of
didn't need a
power
bunch
there.
of power.
No.
You know, and man, that motor's still floating around somewhere. I doubt it has anything for the motors today, but yeah.
Was that a Ford?
No, it was a Chevy.
Yeah.
It was when it was originally a Salina racing engines before the Fords, and then I'll tell you, them Fords were good. But it was when it was heavy, like when you had to have any like kind
They
of
did
throttle
run good,
control.
yeah. They
like
did
it were
run
just
really
it was almost
good.
like a 2-stroke, right? Like it was kind of all or nothing. It was hard to pedal. But dude, if it was heavy, all that power was great.
Did you ever run a Ford?
I ran Ford for Scotty McDonald.
I thought you did.
One time at
Yuma, Arizona.
yes,
Yeah.
yep. And
Little
that's a fast
Scotty.
place, right?
Oh yeah,
But I never ran one for him that you had to like pedal it like
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a
Little
good.
Rock or
yeah. We would always like put our Fords in for like the bigger size tracks, and then we would take and put our Chevys in for the
Yeah.
smaller tracks.
we
just for
ran
the
a
tour.
96W.
I remember that.
track.
I parked.
Oh,
We
I
parked
remember
right
the
next to
W's.
y'all. I
I'm
remember
like,
that night.
this tire is like a cheat code.
Oh, yeah,
told me
I've never ran
You
one.
told me that
before.
night.
Oh,
You said,
dude,
I
night-
know why they made it illegal now.
Yeah.
And after you told me that, I went home. I bought like 6 of them. Like, I'm going to start running these.
Dude, we won Joaquini on a 96W one year.
And I
That tire was retarded.
I won my first championship on a dub. A
Oh
lot of
my
races. on it.
god!
We got some
like
dubs.
talk about grip.
Terry Easton knows about them dubs.
Yeah.
I know Terry used to run them.
Got one floating around my shop. I don't even know if you can run it anymore, but I've got an old one.
Man, I'm
I don't
telling
think you
if
can
could-
run 'em.
No, I think they are
I
legal
think
with
they're
the wing
illegal.
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, dude,
Man.
you get so much drive from that thing.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Jeff Smith, the 86 car, Tony drove for him there towards the end of his career, and he could diamond 3 and 4. But I will
Really
tell
good.
you this: the one that I used to watch that would diamond the best was Jason Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, he'd get the car in there, and you could tell you just jab that brake and
Jason
turn it
was
and
really
run
good
down the
there, too.
hill.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter where it was at; he could do it at any racetrack.
Yeah.
At any racetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's who I got to grow up running on the national tour. Watching was like Jason, Johnny, Jeff, and I learned a lot just by watching those guys race. You know, I mean, they took time. They took time to teach us some small stuff. You know what I mean? Just how to read a track and just the little stuff. It was a good time for me to get in. I feel like.
I feel like you have to do that though, because it's kind of like passing the torch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you don't help the Brady Bakers and the Kyler Johnsons and the Zach Burtons and Austin Gossels and all that, like, you know, or even the younger ones like the Riders and even Jet Nunley's looking getting in sprint
Yeah.
cars. You know what I mean? If you're not teaching them that, then you're only helping the sport by talking to them and showing them. That.
You
Yeah,
gotta
I mean,
te- you
that's
gotta-
something you're gonna have to deal with in the future.
Exactly.
You also got to teach the kids too. Like, hey, listen, don't like. I know these guys are kind of your idols, but don't talk to you. Like,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
ask questions.
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
And they're beatable.
Yeah.
Like they have to know that you guys are beatable.
Yeah.
Like as much as they don't think that you guys are beatable because you guys are so much faster, they have to know that they have the confidence that you guys can be beat. Right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you guys beat Gary Wright. You guys beat. You know what I mean? Like you guys would beat them on occasion, right?
Yeah.
And so they have to know that it's not just all for nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. So what's the next? We got Dirt Down in T-Town for you this weekend,
Yeah.
and it kicks off pretty good after that. Where are we going?
Yeah, Belleville High Banks after that. So
Oh,
we're
yeah,
talking
for the
about
first and
Belleville.
second?
Yeah.
Is that what it
No,
is?
it's
Second and third.
4th of July day.
Oh, really?
It's 4th of July on Thursday?
No,
Friday?
No, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, so we
you
race
raced the
Thursday,
second.
Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we race Thursday, Friday up there. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. Like I
4th of
said,
July
it's
is
a
Friday.
big track, but man, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if our car count will be great, but
Short track or big track?
for me personally, short track all day.
Dude, I love watching you run the bottom of Creek, by the way.
That's fun, man. When, like I said, when it's good, dude, there's not a lot of.
You're
things
so
that-
methodical. You and Sean McClellan, to me, are the best to ever
Sean
run
is
the
good,
bottom
dude.
at
No, I
Creek.
agree.
I got at Salina. I got up behind Sean. We were rolling the bottom, and as soon as I got up behind him, I'm like,
Damn it.
I'm not gonna be able to. Yeah, I know he's not moving.
I'm going to have to go around him.
Yeah.
that's like Terry Gray. My dad told me that early on. He goes, if you ever get behind Terry and you guys are on the bottom, he goes, don't waste a lap. He goes,
No.
he's not going to slip
No,
off the bottom.
is
He ain't going to
not.
get off
He
the
is-
bottom.
You're right.
Yep.
That's awesome. Terry was really good on the bottom.
Yeah.
He's still right. He's still out there doing it, too.
Yeah.
Him and Danny Smith.
Yep.
Man, how old would Terry Gray be? He's got to be 70, 60, or late
He's got
60s.
late 60s. Yeah.
Dang. He's been racing a long
He's
time.
still doing it by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, USCS.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yep.
Keeping his.
Yeah, he was down in Florida.
Oh, yeah, he was.
That's my new
He
favorite
was
thing,
he was
dude.
down
That's
there picking up
beautiful that
used
time of year.
tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Love
We flew in together. Didn't we
Yeah.
fly in together or
No,
something? We
we-
flew out
same
together.
day.
Same day. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah,
You,
yeah,
you're the smart one. You flew into Daytona Beach.
yeah, I flew. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I learned a lesson the hard way.
yeah.
Yeah, Daytona Beach is the way to go.
Yeah.
Dude, so we had
Orlando's a nightmare.
a little bit of off time, and I had that rental car, and I was like, you know what? I ain't been to the beach, and so I went out there and FaceTimed the wife and the kids, and then I felt bad because I'm on a beach and they're not, and then my wife went to Jamaica and she didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
She didn't FaceTime
yeah,
you?
exactly.
She FaceTimed me, but it was, you know, no, I'm just playing. She actually, she did the same thing, but no, but yeah. Well, what else we got? Outlaws. Where are they at this week? We know.
I don't even know.
Are they off? No, they have to be.
No,
racing
they're
this
not
week.
off. No. High Limits they start back up somewhere. I don't even know.
They've been off for a couple weeks too.
have been,
Yeah. I'm assuming with Jay up at Lundstra's, they're probably still around there somewhere
I would assume so. Yeah.
because they already went to the North Dakota deal.
Mm-hmm.
Are they coming south?
Question.
I don't know.
Wait,
We're looking.
I do know that you have
Cedar Lake. There you go.
High Limit actually is this week at Lucas Oil.
Oh,
3
Lucas
days.
Oil. Okay.
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
So 3 days of Lucas Oil, of High Limit at Lucas Oil.
Wait, so they go there for 3 days and then they go back for the Hocket for 3 days?
Sounds like it.
Fantastic. Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if that was a 360 race still? We could
Dude.
have our 70 cars there and hang out
I
with
get
the
it.
boys after the races.
I get it. I missed the Hocket when it was the 360s.
Yeah.
I just wish that, people would work together and
Yeah.
try and fix some things because I feel like it declined when it went to the 410.
There's just not as many of them.
Not as many.
Not around here.
And as much as Jesse was good in a 410 and good in non-wing, like everybody knew him because of his 360
Yeah.
stuff, and so I think that's what kind of made it cool. And like as a 360 team, you wanted to go win that race because of that, right? And again, hanging out like you're there for 3-4 days in the campground. You can't go anywhere else except for Casey's. You eat a lot of Casey's pizza that week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not much.
And I've seen I've seen proposals there. I've seen gender reveals there. I mean, I've seen all kinds of stuff happen there.
Ambulance rides.
And people going to jail. Four-wheelers on
It
trash
was a
cans.
fun-
Four-wheelers on top of the
I
grandstand.
actually ran that
fun.
race with Scott.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Yes, you did.
and it was fun. That was a fun weekend.
You
yeah.
did.
Yeah, hopefully get to go back there. We're racing at I think we're at I-55 that weekend of the Hocket.
Yeah.
Oh, with ASCS. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we go Paducah and then or maybe
Paducah,
maybe it's
that
Owensboro.
place.
Have you
Ooh.
ran on 55?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
410. I
it's a
love
fun
that
track.
place.
Yeah,
You've been to
it's-
Paducah, haven't you?
yeah.
Oh,
That's where I
you
lost
guys.
my wheel at.
Yeah. Did they ever
Paducah's
find it?
fun too.
No, it's still that's outer space now.
Okay, so that happened one other time at US 36 to you.
No, I didn't lose the wheel. Oh, I lost the wheel at Lucas Oil.
I thought you lost one going into 3 and 4.
I jumped. I hit a hole at US 36 and went off into the weeds.
And I thought they didn't find the right rear because it broke off.
They could have.
I
That
don't
was
know.
a rough one. That one was not fun. I got out and I'm in like weeds over my head and I'm like, I have no idea where I'm at.
Well, you're going so fast there.
No, man, you do go faster.
That's like when Scott
crazy
when
fast.
Scott and Sam got into it there, and my brother was like, "Yeah, bro, one of them like I couldn't find the right front or something." And he goes,
It's
and then
probably
when
on
I'm
the
leaving
highway.
no, he goes, I'm leaving the track and I seen it in somebody's back of their pickup. But they get going so far.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I
dude,
mean?
you're
I
experiencing crazy
got to go
speed
to
there.
Paducah last year with Kyler.
The place is fun.
That
It's
place
good.
is wild.
It was a little rough, but they had got that was 2 weeks after they had been. You see the pictures of it flooded? Yeah, so that was 2 weeks after that is when we went there. So it was still kind of soft grounds. It was dry, but like it was pretty soft and started rutting up a little bit. But it was a good track. We went to the back after we lost our wheel and was able to come up to fifth. So like there was room to pass.
Oh,
And it was
absolutely.
fun.
And you can get all the way up on the wall there and run down the hill,
Yeah.
and yeah. Well, best of luck. Shane ran fourth the final night of the Hocket and Scotty's 88 car. We sucked for the first 2 nights.
Oh, was that
Jared.
Yeah, we did. We had fun though.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have fun with Scotty McDonald,
Yeah.
you know.
He wasn't even there. It was just Jared.
Oh,
and I.
really?
Jared's
you and
fun.
Jared? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good old Jared. I love Jared.
Yeah.
Before we go, we forgot to talk about one thing that I wanted to talk about. That's Bill Baylog.
Love it.
You know, his showing at Houston's was amazing.
And he needed that. Like,
He
really
did
bad.
need
Like
that.
he's such a slow buck team, and
Yeah, I mean, really, you sit back and watch that race. Like, other than that, I mean, it wasn't even a mistake. It's just circumstance.
Yeah.
Him getting caught behind Brownie on that deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if really there would have.
Yeah.
I feel like the race he lost to Kofoid, like same thing. Like he
Yeah.
just misjudged a couple lap cars, and he's there, 20 grand.
He got over 100 grand though. They said he won by close to 100 grand.
Well,
Baylog did
Yeah.
with the 4 nights.
Yeah.
I think
because he won Friday. That was 20.
Mm-hmm.
He ran second on the 150. That was 50,000.
Yeah.
Or the 100,000. That was 50,000. So there's 70.
Yeah.
And then he ran second on Saturday night. So what did that
I
pay
don't-
for
I don't
second?
even know
I
what
thought I heard
second
it was
paid.
50, but that doesn't really sound right.
I mean, but still, I mean that's a good weekend for him.
Absolutely for him. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
A
it's
lot
good-
of maple
good to see.
syrup gonna be bought.
Man. He
I've never
needed
had
that,
maple
though.
syrup. Yeah.
No, that's a good weekend.
Yeah. And then we didn't talk about the Extreme Outlaw Midgets. They raced at I-55. We were talking about I-55.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yep. They did race there. It's tough for them guys because they were there with the late models, and the track
Right.
prep for late models
Yeah.
doesn't suit midgets very well.
That's a crazy track to watch with midgets.
Yeah.
Like
Balls.
I've literally watched like I don't know how many races. Like oh my
Yeah.
god, these guys
Yeah.
are going to
Yeah.
kill each other.
Yeah, bombs from way
Oh
downtown.
man,
Yep.
but fun to watch. Really fun to
And go Thunder.
Yes, sir.
watch. Hey baby.
Yeah, I seen that. Oklahoma finally has a championship,
And I think they're
Not
gonna
a
be-
national
I think they're going
championship,
to be solid for
a
years to come.
world
Yeah,
championship.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
they're young,
Dude.
passionate. Got some number one picks next year.
I'm telling you right now, when the Thunder's defense shows up,
Yeah.
you're not going to do
It
anything.
was a frustrating series, though. Man, there was like nights they just didn't even look like they were trying.
I really
But
like.
it's fun to watch. It's
I
good.
like how SGA and the whole like how they all like interview together and everything. But I really think the glue is Caruso.
Yeah. No, I would,
Like I really think because he has the more experience. He won a championship during COVID.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so I think he's really the glue.
Yeah, good team. Good to
Carter
watch.
went for a wild ride. Oh, probably at I-55.
Oh, did he?
Carter.
Oh,
Carter Sarf.
Sarf, yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
shark.
That's.
The shark.
I've seen some big crashes at I-55 too.
Terry Easton said, "Y'all have made grooving a tire not so boring. Thanks, boys."
Glad we could help you out.
He told me he got those all done in the wintertime.
He's went through all them.
Good old Terry.
That's not your job, Terry. Take a break.
Casey ain't gonna give him no break. What are you talking
I'm
about?
not talking about Casey. Jimmy needs to get out there.
Oh, Jim,
Come on,
right,
Jimmy.
Jimmy's sitting there watching. Jimmy's sitting there watching. I promise.
Was she running low on battery?
She's either low on battery or there we go, or she might be getting a little hot. But anyway, Blake, I appreciate you coming. Congratulations on your win again. You're second in points right now, aren't you? Yep. You're only 75
I think
behind.
55 now.
Is it 55 now? Okay, I thought I seen 75. I was trying to do a little bit of research, but
It might be. I'm not wrong. I may be wrong, but I try not to keep. Like I try to pay attention, but not too much attention.
I
you
get
know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it.
Like I need to know where I'm at, but I don't need to focus too much on it. But yeah, no. I feel like if we just keep doing what we're doing, it's all gonna pan out.
I'll be honest with you. I think that this year's ASCS championship is going to come down to the last race.
It's gonna come down to it.
I think so. I think it's going to come down to Creek. And we
No
all know
better
you're
place.
good at Creek. Sam's good at Creek. Matt's good at Creek.
Yeah.
Seth's good at Creek.
Yeah.
And Jason's pretty good at Creek too. So you
Yeah.
got your little top
Yes.
five there.
I mean, like
Right.
it's gonna be a barn burner.
yeah, it's good.
Can't wait for it.
Exciting.
So, we only had a couple technical difficulties tonight with the camera there a couple times. So, but we do appreciate every single one of you coming out tonight and joining us. I'm sorry we were a little bit late. Again, thank you to Blake, Shane, as always. I just have a blast doing this. We want to thank everybody that helps us out with the show. The one plug I didn't give was make sure you go buy some swag at thelumberlounge.com. Go to portcityraceway.com. Can they buy swag off of there?
No.
No, just come to the racetrack.
Just come to the racetrack.
We
Buddy.
got Power Eye West Midgets this weekend.
We do.
I actually did. Okay, I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor that some guy named Shane Stewart might be in a 7U car.
No. They asked.
Yeah, they told me, or the rumor
I
I
said-
heard, the
I said if you
details were still
I
being
s-
worked out.
I said, you find a buddy that wants to buy Port City. Well, I'll go race 7U full time. That was my response.
So we'll see Shane Saturday in the 7U.
Yeah.
We'll see Blake at the Dirt Down in T-Town at Tulsa Speedway.
Yep.
$25 a car. Bring them out, pack the house, support your local racetrack, whether it's Sport City, Tulsa, wherever you may live, Knoxville, PA, West Coast. Have some fun. Go out, enjoy it. We'll see you next week here at the JST Motorsports Bench Racing live shows. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Enjoy your week. Man, it's hot. It's getting hot. It's getting hot and
Summer's
humid.
here, man.
Stay
Stay
hydrated. Stay
Summer's
hydrated. We appreciate every single one of you, and we'll be back next week with we don't know, but we'll be back next week. So thank you guys for coming.